the document, no? And you were writing your thesis statement plus the rest of your speech. No, your essay, no? This is the exercise that you're going to be doing on the TOEFL exam, right? And it's super important to cover it up. So yesterday I just had the chance to do Connie's because the rest of you ended just in time. So let's have a group feedback on it and let's talk about it. Okay, we have here Fer's essay. Okay, so the question was essay. What do you prefer, no? Do you prefer to work by yourself or with people, no? Or tutor, something like that. Let me bring the question again. Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? If it's more important for students to study arts and literature than it is to study math and science. No, this is not the one. Here, if you had to work on a project for school, would you rather A, work alone, B, work with classmates, or C, work with a tutor? So it was like a choice, right? That I really like this one because this makes you exercise conjunctions, words like whether, either, neither, etc. Of course, we have to review them, like Sophie said, but we're gonna do that later. Right now, I want to check how you can build your thesis statement. Okay. So that was the exercise. No, not that one. Copy. It was first. When we are talking about school projects, I would rather work with classmates in order to make an easier, funnier, and better experience. This comma is correct. You know, that first sentence or that first phrase gives you the where and the when. Every time you start with where and when, you need a comma. So that one is correct. I would rather work with classmates in order to make an easier, funnier, and better experience. Although you have to be very careful choosing your classmates to succeed in the project. Okay, good. Again, the period and the comma, excellent position. Okay, you have to finish a sentence in order to open one. Although it's confusing, because although it's a connector, many people would use it as a connector, you know, but although it's an adverb too. So you can use it as either a connector of ideas or as the introductory adverb, right? Both are correct. In this particular case, as we saw yesterday in the article, you need to help the reader. You have a responsibility on the reader. And separating sentences is a very easy thing, or it's a very, very effective help for the reader. Got it? So that part, good job. In the next paragraphs, I'm going to explain my point of view. Great, perfect. That was I saw that many of you did this, and good idea, eh? To be honest, I have never considered it as a way to cover some words, and that's correct. Very good. I have different reasons to think why double space without. I have different reasons to think why working with classmates is better. First of all, it helps you to socialize. Oh, it helps you to socialize. Okay, there's a mistake here that is not so evident. Okay, let me teach you something that we saw before you entered. Do you remember causatives, guys? Verbs help, get, make, and have. Get, make, help, and have. Do you remember the special structure for those verbs? He's right. It's exam time. This is for you.
I'm gonna try to remember.
And it's gone. Okay, so let's remember what happens. There are very special usage in the word, the structures of the word, right? With these specific verbs, especially with the verb help. I want you to check this. Let, where is it? Help. It is unnecessary, but to can be used after the verb help. Can be used. But in real English, this connector to is unnecessary. So the structure goes like this. Person helps another person. Do. A simple verb. So could you help me check the oven while I go to the store? I was helping my grandma cross the street. Not to cross. You see? These specific words are called causatives, and there are only 4 verbs that suffer specific changes. The verb have and get when you are talking about delegation, like when you delegate a task to another person. For example, I have my assistant answer the prospect's questions, right? I don't answer the prospect's questions. My assistant does that for me. I have my assistant. This is not possession, of course, right? It's like delegated task. I have or get plus the thing plus past participle. We use the past participle to speak about something that happened to the object. For example, I got my computer fixed. This is delegating because I didn't fix my computer. Another person fixed the computer for me. I got my computer fixed. You see, it's kind of a passive voice structure. We have the verb make, who talks about obligations. I made my husband clean the bathtub, right? Which can be similar to delegate. In this case, sounds very authoritative, but it is an example, no? Obligation. I made him do it. He didn't want to do it. Next, I got a person to do. Only in this case, when you are talking about persuasion, when you are talking about convincing another person, only in this situation we use to. Exclusively, if you notice, all of them, none of them needs the connector to. Only get in the context of persuasion. For example, I finally got my wife to buy an Xbox for the main TV. My wife didn't want to buy an Xbox. But I was like, come on, man, let's buy an Xbox. We're gonna have fun. It's gonna be fun. Buy an Xbox. And after 5 months of insisting, I finally got my wife to buy an Xbox. You see? That's the only one who needs the connector to. The rest of them eliminated because hashtag English. And this is like very intermediate, upper intermediate. Okay. Take a note about that, guys. They are very special verbs: have, make, get, help, and let. Did you screenshot? Right?
Right.
Screenshot.
Sorry, what?
Did you screenshot?
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
Cool. Cool. So now it sounds weird. First of all, it helps you to socialize. You see? What do we eliminate?
Okay.
Two. If the course is beginning, you probably would not know the people you're studying with. So if you have to work with classmates, it would help you to get. Similar case. Help you get to know them. Huh. It will help you to get to know them. It will help you get to know them. Because get to is a idiomatic expression. It will help you to get to know them. It will help you get to know them. It will help you getting to know them. Now, get to is an idiomatic expression. Help you to get to know them. For some reason, it sounds better if you say to. It will help you to get to know them.
Without the get to, so it will help you know them.
That's another option. But get to is relevant because it's like saying to have the chance or to have the opportunity. You know what I mean? So it is relevant too. So if you have to work with classmates, it will help you to get to know them. Let's leave it over here. This could be an exception because get to is idiomatic in this case. Idiomatic means it's not the natural meaning. You know? So let's leave it in this case. Next one. In my own experience, I remember the course had started. Very good. 1 week ago. Ago from the present?
No. Yeah, I have a doubt in there.
Oh, okay. That was very good. Very good that you wrote that. So ago will always be in reference to the present.
Okay.
In reference to this moment. If you use had started, you are giving me, or you're situating or you're giving the time before another thing in the past. And time expressions that we usually use with had, Structures Handbook, structure number 8. Time expressions for events before another in the past. You could use either before or no, only before. Only before. Yeah, I have started 1 week before. Before is not a connector, so it can work as a time expression too. And we didn't know each other very well, so we had to choose a random classmate to work with. Watch out! Never put verbs in past after to. You know?
After what?
After to.
Okay.
You know? Connector to is indicate a simple verb.
Okay.
Always. A random class to work with. I asked the girl who was sitting next to me if she wanted to work with me, and she accepted. Long story short, very good. After 10 years, she is still one of my best friends. Oh, perhaps we are lucky to match since the beginning, and that's why our friendship remains. I have to admit, the story could have gone differently. Perfect models. If I had worked with someone else, this is great. This is a conditional in past, so no, this is perfect. As already mentioned in the introduction, you have to be very careful in order to choose which classmate you're going to work with. When I mention this, period, this is definitely needing a period, like at the beginning. Separate your idea and give me open a new idea. When I mentioned this, it came to my mind the next story. Okay, there is something happening in your structure here. In English, it's very here. So you are using the word it, which is the subject of the sentence, right? And we usually use it when the person is like implicit or there's no person at all. In this particular case, there is a person. We are going to talk about the next story, right? Therefore, having it gives redundancy to the story. You know what I mean?
So I could change it like when I mentioned this, the next story came to my mind.
Excellent. That's right. We go like this. The next story came to my mind. You see? And that sounds much more clear. I was in university when the marketing teacher asked us to work. Oh, that's interesting. You commit this mistake often. I didn't know that one. Right? You know the reason, right?
Yes, because of the two.
Interesting. You can use the lesson that we just reviewed, the verb have, for delegating tasks. When you are talking about teachers giving you a task, you can say suggestion. The teacher had us work with classmates, and this is considered positive point because of the level. Okay. Suggestion. Let me put else on this here. It's much better than asked us, because asked us is usually for petition, and here is more like delegating, right? For the final project, she chose the work names for us. So landed working with someone I have never worked with before. Landed. Usually you asked me about it, no?
I don't remember.
No, I don't think so. I'm having memory issues. What did you mean with landed?
I don't know. Remember writing this. Let me read. So, land working with someone I never have worked before. I think it was ended instead of landed.
So
Like, terminé
ended work.
trabajando con alguien.
Okay. And who ended?
It's ended. Me. So I ended working. I
Oh.
maybe it's the
Hit the space.
merge. Yes.
It's not an L, it's an I. Okay. Okay. She chose the work for teams. She chose the work teams for us. So I ended working with someone I had never worked with before. Excellent. In the end, I had to make the project almost by myself. My classmates didn't do almost anything, and my final grade was on the line. Working with him was a bad experience, but it helps me. Helps me. Does it help you every day? That situation, no? That occasion. Therefore, you need to use the verb in.
In past.
Exactly. Because that happened that time. But it helped me learn. Help me learn other stuff. And there you go.
And that learn is in present?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Because in past is learned with ed or with t. So
no, yeah, I know. But with the structure, if I'm talking in past, but it helped me to learn other stuff. So that learn is in present, not in past. I don't have to write it in past.
Okay. Yeah, you struggle with secondary verbs because that happened to you here too. To work. The thing about the connector too is that it indicates the second verb, and the second verb doesn't carry the time.
Okay.
Just the principal one. In this case, the verb help is a verb that carries the time.
Okay.
The second verbs will always be either simple form or connector to. Sometimes ing if we are talking about gerunds. There are some specific verbs that take a gerund, but they never carry the time. It's always the first one over here. Got it? Good. So in conclusion, working with a classmate is the best way to make a project for me. It helps to socialize, helps. Again, it helps. Helped who?
Helps you.
It helps you. Excellent. Socialize. You can split the work between the team members. So it gets easy for all. You can split the team members. You can split the work among. If there are more than two, never use between. Options. Among, with. I think among is the best one. Do you know why?
No.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear about Among Us, the video game? Why is it called Among Us?
What is about?
Yeah.
There was a lot of mini colored things. And you have to find the imposter. Find the imposter.
Yeah, there was. It's you and your friends, right?
Mhm.
Everybody is there. Only one of them is going to try to kill everybody.
Mhm.
That's imposter, right? This is a great example for the word among, because if we think in Spanish, right? We diríamos, hay un impostor, ¿dónde?
Entre nosotros.
Entre nosotros, and then we pass entre to English and we say between.
Between.
You see, that's a very classic Spanglish mistake, right? Among speaks about many people, something existing in the group of many people, more than two, right? So we have a group of people, there are 5 people in this class, and there is one French speaker among us. That's why among is better here. You can split the work among the team members. Hmm? Very nice. Did you play Among Us someday?
Yes.
So funny. It's so cool. I love that game. So it gets easy for all. And you can have fun all at the same time. Exactly. But I think it is super important for you to choose a classmate so the project can fly. That's all. Perfect. And it was this part can fly? Did you take it from the
The vocabulary.
coffee? Yeah, right. Very nice. That was a coffee video. Mhm. Excellent. This is with these corrections, you're gonna grade a great score. Take it into note, and let's pass to the next one. Sophie, first of all, I think the 3 options are good opportunities to learn. Nevertheless, I think working with classmates is better in order to achieve the main goal, which is to learn more from me. Which is okay, learn more for me. Let's talk about this section.
Yeah, I think that it's maybe a little bit Spanglish.
No, I don't think so. In English, it can work too, but you are giving a person to the verb learn.
Okay.
So when you say, for example, cook something for me, what do you understand?
Cook something for me. That maybe if that you have to cook, that I want that you.
I want that you cook for me because you are going to offer the food to me.
Yeah, if you say that to me, I understand that you want that I cook for you.
Exactly, and I want you to offer food, right? So when you say learn more for me, you are offering to learn for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the thing here. I think the loss of commas could have worked in this case. Use commas to set off words that interrupt the flow of the idea or thought in a sentence. Why don't you use it for me as a separate entity from the main idea? First of all, no, here. Which is, comma, for me, comma, to learn more.
Okay.
And that makes sense that in your mind, the intention that you have, in your mind, the main goal is to learn more.
Okay.
You see? You can move it and you can put it Here, for example. Very classmates, in order to achieve the main goal, which for me, comma, is to learn more.
No.
Yeah, you can do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sounds weird?
No.
Sounds good, no? It's the same intention that you have.
Okay.
So you can put it before the verb or after the verb, separated by commas. And that makes more sense because to learn for me is like I'm not going to learn, but you do it for me, you know? That sounds very different.
Okay.
Got it? Nice. In the following paragraphs, I will explain with my own examples why I am pretty sure you can learn more working with your classmates. Okay. We have to recognize that the main object of a school project, the main object. What's an object?
Like a goal?
A goal.
No, it's like a thing.
Exactly. Object is similar to thing.
Okay.
You always say object. I don't know why.
It was very Spanglish.
No. It exists.
Yeah, objective, but objective, not object.
Like you forget the last syllable.
Okay.
Object and this is a goal. We have to recognize that the main objective of a school project will always be to learn. Period. Remember, commas in Spanish are different from English. In English, you need to help the reader.
Okay.
This idea can take us to think. Can take us to think. Okay. Make. I was also thinking in make.
Make?
This probably.
Okay.
This works like a chunk.
Okay.
Do you remember the chunk?
It's a group of words that
are usually together.
Okay.
We never say in English, take us to think. In Spanish, yes, nos lleva a pensar. But in English, it's more like make us think.
Make us, okay, to think. Okay. And I don't use to because the verb is make, right? It's
exactly.
Causative?
It's a causative, exactly. It's in the list.
Okay.
This idea can make us think that the best option is working with a tutor, but we know that to achieve that purpose, there will always be a teacher, or, be careful, Spanglish, or a tutor. You forgot the R. Or a tutor supervising it. Period. Again.
Wait, teacher, why or is wrong?
Because you wrote O.
Okay.
And you know what? Usually when you speak, you forget to say or. You say O.
Okay. Well, maybe that was a finger fail, or how do you say that? Because I know that.
Typo.
Yeah, I promise.
But anyway,
Okay.
I when I hear you speaking, sometimes you forget the R.
Really? Okay.
And you don't realize about it. And it's a very simple thing, but it happens to, like, this is called a slip. A slip is when you commit a mistake that is not conscious, you know? That's very common.
Okay.
Very common.
Yeah, it will be. I try to be more careful.
Especially with this word. Or a tutor supervising it. Period. Okay? We need to finish the sentence here. Either we work alone, comma, or work with a team. We can learn more when there are many ideas and ways to think. Ooh, this comma is not necessary.
Okay.
Why? Because the connector when is not in this rule. Commas are sometimes used before relative connectors, which, that, who, when, probably, but only when you are adding information to the principal subject.
Okay.
If the connector is like not extra information, it's just flowing the idea, don't interrupt it with a comma.
Okay. Okay.
Got it? Where are we? Working with a team gives you the opportunity to get more knowledge and ideas for your projects because there is more. Where is it? We can learn more when there are many ideas and ways to think. Comma. Working with a team gives you the opportunity to get period. You are opening a new idea. Or here, not comma.
Okay.
Got it?
After think?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we can learn more when there are many ideas and ways to think.
Okay. Period instead of comma.
Exactly. That's your idea. You don't need more.
Okay.
Working with a team gives you the opportunity to get more knowledge and ideas for your projects. Comma, because there is more than one brain participating. And a brain rich in information can receive better. Oh, can receive. Can the project receive? Or who receives in this case?
The project reaching information can I refer to the feedback that the teacher gives you.
That the authority, no? A form of authority. Do you remember what we use for a form of authority?
Have?
No.
Or
let's go to structure number 9.
Okay, passive voice.
Use passive voice when the object is the star of the story. In this case, you didn't mention the subject because it's implicit. You see what I mean?
Okay.
When
the star is the feedback.
Again?
The star in this case is the feedback.
The star is the feedback. Exactly. The star is information.
Okay.
A project reaches information can. Let's check. You need a verb be plus past participle verb.
Okay.
How would you fix that?
The feedback is received.
Exactly. And if you say can,
the feedback can be received.
Exactly. This is passive voice. So can be received.
Okay, and a
parentheses. And a project
can be received. A better.
Why?
Because you are talking about stuff. I think that is the feedback.
A singular one. But better is not the stuff. It's not similar to stuff. We only use a when before nouns. Better is not a noun.
No, better is a description. and of the feedback.
Uh-huh.
Very more complete feedback. The noun is feedback.
Oh, okay, and more complete feedback. Oh, the noun is okay. The comma distracted me. This comma is not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct.
Okay.
And a pre-reaching information can be received. Oh, no. The comma affected my total correction.
Mm-hmm.
No, you are correct. And people and project reaching information can receive a better. Because we're talking about feedback.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
So in this case, the mistake is the comma.
yes, exactly. You see how important commas are in English? They totally separate ideas. Like
Mm-hmm.
they are very, very.
I think that it's very difficult, well, at least for me, that to understand how commas are using in English, because I think all the time that there's a comma, this is a comma, this is a comma, but in Spanish, because it's the way but in English are very different. So for example, after when, no, before when.
Before when you use it.
Exactly, because I think in fanboys, it's like, okay, it is a fanboy word, so I can say I can use a comma.
When is not a fanboy word?
No,
No.
it's the
A relative conjunction.
or which
A conjunction, a relative conjunction.
exactly.
Yeah, in any way, in Spanish, probably we need the comma. No, we need to say a comma when, right? Like here, una mejor coma y más completa, whatever, right? This is a rule in the Spanish writing.
But it's also a fanboy. Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Part of the fanboy words. Maybe I got confused. I don't know.
Okay.
Because I had my notes next to me yesterday, and I wrote all
The word is, yes, it is a fanboy's conjunction, but it doesn't need a comma here because you are connecting adjectives.
Okay.
That's the reason you don't need a comma. There is something that we saw a long time ago. No, but you were not in the class. The rules of adjectives before the noun, right? They never use commas. If you say, for example, the blonde curly hair of Marilyn Monroe, right? If you think about these two adjectives, blonde and curly, many people commit the mistake and they collocate a comma here. You see? Why? Because we consider this a list. In English, especially for adjectives, it's not, because it's one full phrase.
Okay.
You see what I mean? This is the reason why, in this particular case, you don't need a comma. Not because of the connector, but because of the descriptions. That was tricky.
Okay, so a list of adjectives, a descriptions don't need a comma.
I prefer to see the list of adjectives as a chain.
Okay.
Do you know what is a chain? No, not a chain.
Chain.
I like to see adjectives as a chain
Okay.
more than a list.
Okay.
Okay. All right, let's give it a pause because Jessie is in the class. Hello, Jess. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Thank
Hello,
you.
sorry.
No, don't worry. So we're going to say attendance, please.
Yes.
Connie?
Mm-mm.
All right, let's
Absent.
say. Hi. Hi, it's. Thank you.
Morning. Thank you.
Good morning. Luis?
Absent.
All right. Jesus?
Chucho, absent too.
All right. Fer?
Here, Jessie. Good morning.
Thank you, Fer. Good morning. Sophie?
Good morning, Jessie.
Good morning, Sophie. Thank you. And Isra?
Well, good morning.
Good morning, Isra. Thank you. So,
Thank you very much, girl.
thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Perfect. Secondly, working on a project can be tiring and frustrating. Very good, eh? Now you see the difference between ing and ed. Because you have to invest a lot of energy and think about many ideas like a topic, introduction, introducción, introduction, with the introduction, the whole development, etc. That probably do not come easily. When we are in this comma is correct, eh? Because in this case you are separating nouns. So all these commas are correct.
Correct. Okay.
You see? When we are in a team, it becomes easier because we can divide the parts of the project, comma, and this fact allows us to, yes, more specific ideas, which could be better and contribute to increase the knowledge for everyone. There are too many commas for my taste, but they're necessary, I think. Probably this one, yeah. This one probably is not necessary because which is giving the connection. When we are in a team,
Okay.
this is a comma because this is the time. It becomes easier because we can divide the parts of the project. And, comma, yes, this fact allows us to focus more on specific ideas. Yeah, this comma is extra. Ideas which could be better. You can read it together.
Okay.
Specific ideas which could be better, comma, and contribute to increase the knowledge for everyone. Definitely, a team can make the project funnier and lighter. And the most important, it can nurture us. Yes. Okay. In conclusion, I am pretty sure that work with your classmates. I am pretty sure that person verb complement, okay? After connector that, you need person verb complement. The verb work obviously is not a person, right? But you can transform this, you can transform a verb to fit in the section of the person. Do you remember how to do that?
No, I no. With ing?
With ing, exactly.
Yeah.
You use ing, working with your classmate. The verb in ing transforms into a noun or can be used as a noun, which means that it can enter in the subject position. Okay? Now, just a second, we have a question in the chat. I have a question about the verb confirm. Let me check where is confirm. Left, confirm. Where is confirm? It's not here, right, Isra? Or
Sorry, teacher. No, it's not there. I answer,
oh,
but
okay.
in my job.
Ah, okay. That's why.
Sorry,
Okay, okay, let me check. I use me. I use please confirm me, but now
but
it's a little more
this
formal than use.
is my partner, so maybe we can share with them.
No, no, no. Yeah,
Huh?
that's good. That's good. We can cover it because it's related. It's writing. So, but now it is a little more formal. Nice. Could you? But my Grammarly mark I need for. I mean, could you confirm for me? Aha. This is for the use of could. No, it's the word confirm. You don't confirm a person, you know?
Okay. So,
So we use it. Uh-huh.
the question is because normally I use only please confirm me.
Aha, that's incorrect.
Okay, so it's confirmed for me.
Exactly. You don't confirm someone, you know? You cannot
Uh,
confirm a person. You confirm information for a person.
okay, so it's confirm it for me.
That's possible too. That's possible too.
Okay, or maybe only can use I use confirm it, confirmalo.
Confirm it. Also, uh-huh. Yes. I prefer for me because it sounds like do me a favor,
Okay,
you
so
know?
it's no sound as an order.
Exactly. Uh-huh. If you say please confirm, that's an order.
Okay.
Confirm for me is a favor. Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Thank you.
All right. So it's better because you can receive a more complete feedback. Receive. What's the problem here? I think it's the I. Watch out for spelling, guys. Spelling is important in the exam too. I don't check spellings because I am very flexible here because I have a problem with spelling. But one of my personal issues, guys, is my horrendous spelling. I always commit mistakes of spelling. Double P's where they are not necessary, double T's when they are not necessary. Jesus Christ. The the word the word beginner, it's a it's my nemesis. Double G, double N, you know? And in this case, receive, it's first the E.
Okay, receive.
Okay? Watch out there.
Okay.
This is my personal issue. A more complete feedback from the teacher, comma, and your prize is going to be easier, but more enricher.
I had a doubt there because enrich is the verb. Enrich.
Right?
But if I want to become the verb to a
Transform.
noun, transform, yeah,
Mhm.
a noun, it's enricher.
But you don't
But
need a noun. More. What is more?
superlative.
Yeah, well, that's very grammar. Let's keep it simple. More is a description, right? So then you need a description. More what is more plus description. More happy, happy is a description. More sad,
More,
sad is a description. You see?
yeah, okay. Yeah, you're right.
How do you transform a verb into a description? That's the issue. The, the savior of everything, again, is ing. That's why ings are super flexible. They can be descriptions, but also nouns.
Okay. And always, if I can transform the verb to a description, is with ing? It doesn't matter. Okay.
No. It doesn't matter the verb, but it matters what type of description you need, because again, it goes, for example, like in tiring and frustrating. Frustrating. These two. The word tiring exists, but the word tired exists as well. So you need to check what's the context that you need. You can transform it using ing or past participle.
Okay.
That's the challenge. Why do we need ing in this case? We need ing because you are provoking a sensation to another person. It's more enriching to you.
Okay.
You know? And if it's more enriched, it got affected in the past. That doesn't match. Okay? The one that you need is ing.
Okay.
Okay? So there are two forms to transform a verb into a description. Take a note, guys. Transforming a verb into a description, ing or past participle. These are the two ways. Think about the word amazing. Amazing comes from the verb amaze. I amaze you, you amaze me. I amaze you because I am amazing. You amaze me because because I am amazed.
Okay. So ing is when you are receiving
the opposite. Or the description? Well, it depends. It depends on the way you understand, but yeah. I amaze you because I am amazing.
Okay.
You see? On the opposite side, you amaze me, and by result, I am amazed. Like amazed is a result.
Okay, it is complicated.
Kinda, but it makes sense. It makes sense.
For example, in the tiring and frustrating, I first wrote tired and frustrating, but I remember that you need they need to be in the same way. So that's the reason I changed tired. But at the first time, and actually I have to search the word because it's like it's tiring. It exists. So yeah, it's something complicated for me.
Now you get it. Now you see the difference. I think that's the best line that I can give you. In order to difference ing versus ed, think about that. Okay. Copy the expression literal. I amaze you because I am amazing. Dictation. When you amaze me, I get amazed. I think that's the best way to handle it.
Okay.
Think about that when you need to decide ing or past participle.
Okay.
Good. Good. So there we have Isra. Let's check Isra's. In my point of view, the three options are good tools to work. Why will we develop some skills that help us in the future? Okay, be careful with this. Why?
It's because
No. It's not this because it's that when you are speaking, it's common to say, why? Well, because then this and this and this and this. You know? This is conversational, not writing.
Okay.
Right? So in my point of view, the three options are good tools to work. We develop some skills that help us in the future. And that's it. You see? That's writing. When you speak, yes, you will use the why. But when we write, that's totally irrelevant.
Okay.
Right? I feel more comfortable working only with a couple of people. If it's necessary to work with more people, it is important to select carefully the members of the team. If it's necessary to work with more people, it is important to select carefully the members of the team. Okay, let's fix this one. It is important to select carefully the members of the team. So your objective as a writer is to help the reader, right? If you give too many subjects, it is important then to select carefully. Then the members, you have three nouns here. You see? Three beginnings of an idea. And it's very confusing because it's the second part of the principal idea. The principal idea is it's necessary.
Okay.
Right? So there you have too much information in the same idea. You can concise it better by focusing on the main information here. What's the main information in the second part? What's important?
To select carefully the members?
Exactly. Right? You can change that. If it's necessary to work with more people, selecting.
Okay.
Carefully. No, selecting the people carefully is important. Comma. Look at how different the idea flows. Read it again.
Okay. If it is necessary to work with more people, selecting the people carefully is important. Okay. Okay. Okay.
You saw how it got super concise?
Okay.
How did we fix this? What was the strategy here?
What is the strategy? Well, the shorter ideas?
No, but what was the strategy to short ideas? I mean, how did we shorten the idea? How did we get from this to this?
Okay, maybe the same that we saw with the example. Well, the previous example is use correctly the verb select is not to select versus selecting.
In the position of?
The position and the use of verb.
Yeah, but in what position is the word selecting?
Well, selecting beginning of the sentence as a gerund.
Exactly. which is a subject.
Correct.
You see? Commas separate ideas. So here you have subject, verb, complement.
Okay, so if it is necessary to work with more people,
Comma,
selecting the carefully is important. Okay,
selecting the
but
people.
I don't identify the use of if, because normally we use if as as a, a condition. No,
Okay.
so if I need to work with more people, okay, I need select carefully. So I don't know if it's not necessary.
Why?
Because if we use if, okay, it's because I have one option.
If it's necessary to work with more people.
Another option or a consequence of.
This is a consequence.
Mm,
This is a consequence of when it's necessary to work with more people, no?
okay. If it is necessary to work with more people. Okay.
I mean, we said the same, but in a more concise and English structure. We respected. It's concise because you have the three parts of a sentence: subject, verb, complement. When in the other you had subject, verb, complement, and then a verb, and then another noun, and then the whole complement was a whole mess. Important to select carefully the members of the team. We have a lot of information that can be concise if you collocate select as the subject.
Okay.
You see, but you are not affecting the conditional.
Okay, right.
Right? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. So next, normally we choose comma, eh?
No.
Normally is an introductory adverb. Normally we choose our friends, but sometimes it is not the best option. When I worked on my thesis, I preferred to work alone. Preferred, I think, is with double F. No, with double R. Jesus Christ. I prefer to work alone because the development of the type of work included different sources of information, and this got my personal perspective. And in the end, the conclusion contained only my perspective about the topic, and that could have been different if I had worked with someone else. And too many and. Here's an and. Here's an and. And look at the automatic suggestion is to omit the and.
Okay.
You see? When I worked on my thesis, I preferred to work alone because the development of this type of work included different sources of information. Period. This got my personal perspective, and in the end, the conclusions contained only my perspective about the topic. Period. That could have been different if I had worked with someone else. Focus on these guys. This is for everybody. How do you know if you need an and or a comma or a period? A very good way to identify it is because you used pronouns, indicative pronouns, such as these, that, those, and these. Yes? If you say that and this, automatically the English speaker associates that and this to something that you said previously. It's like a reference to something that you said previously. So you can separate ideas because the reader will understand the connection. You know? So
this and that, it's a new idea, so I need to separate the previous idea.
Precisely.
Okay.
Definitely. That's a good indicative that you need to collocate a period and start another sentence.
Okay.
Okay. Good. When I worked on my thesis, I did it alone. My tutor helped me. Well, this is conversational.
Period.
My tutor helped me with the structure of the redaction and organize my ideas. Redaction doesn't exist in English. It's writing.
Okay.
Right? My tutor helped me with the structure of the writing and organize. Parallel structure. Help me with. The tutor helped you with 3 things. Do you agree? Number 1.
To structure, well, the structure the idea.
I know it's 2 things, sorry. The structure of the writing, right? And number 2?
And help me with organize my ideas.
Exactly. If you think about these 2, structure grammatically is a noun.
Yes.
The word and connects words of the same family. And organize is not a noun. You see what I mean?
Okay, so it's a verb to organize.
And organize is a verb by itself. Parallel structure. What is parallel structure?
It's they use the same structure in both parts of the sentence.
Not the same structure, the same family of words.
Okay, the same family of words. So if in the first part I have helped me with the structure,
which is a noun, the second needs to be a noun too.
And the structure and the organization.
Exactly. The organization. You see?
Organization what? Organization of my ideas?
Of my ideas.
Okay.
Makes sense, no? This is what we call parallel structure. You cannot give me a list of things and then a verb. You know? Or a list of things and then an adjective, you know? That's external to what we're doing here.
Okay.
But the information that I used was selected by me. And the development was the same case. The information that I used was checked by my tutor and me, very good passive voice. We selected the information according to the importance of the data and how this could impact my work. In some moments, the situation was frustrating. My tutor helped to focus my ideas and information. Helped, this is a causative. The
what?
correction that we did to Fer.
Help me. Okay, yes.
Help me what?
Because we saw it is a chunk.
No, it's not a chunk. It's a special structure with the verb help, let, make.
Okay, there are a structure of delegate action.
How do you do that?
So it's I need a subject. Help me.
Help me what?
Help me. Help me to. No.
Pay attention. Help me. Simple verb.
Help me focus.
Exactly. Help me focus. That's the one. That's a causative thing. The person is not necessary. What is necessary is to omit the two. That's the important part.
Okay.
And help me focus my ideas and information. I consider the most important part if this work was off, no?
The most important was. Yes. Sorry.
I consider the most important part of this work was the conclusion that not only included my personal period. That.
Yeah.
That not only included my personal opinion, comma, but also real information that the society, that doesn't exist. Society.
Yes, society.
Society in Mexico was living in that moment. Okay, but there is no conclusion. There is no conclusion because this is the body, right? And then connect this with why it's important to be together. So the conclusion is not existent. You see?
Okay.
Here you need a conclusion. Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, very interesting corrections, eh? You're writing much better than before. Okay, keep that in mind, take notes about all this, and we are going to do the take it into consideration for the exam. Okay, I promise I pass you the exams today. I haven't scanned them, but I will pass you ASAP as soon as possible. All right, guys.
Okay.
Awesome. So you can practice on the weekend because we have a long weekend. It's until Tuesday. I'm gonna see you. Right. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
You guys.